What are the best sponges to use when cleaning a house? That's a great question, and we're going to talk about that today. Hi there, I'm Angela Brown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Now, today we're going to cover the top 10, my top 10 favorite sponges. Now, I love sponges because it saves me from having to do a lot of laundry, washing a lot of washcloths for cleaning different areas of the home. Now, everything that I touch, I gotta clean because that's who I am. So I'm gonna share with you my favorite sponges and how we use them to clean different things. All right, the first one is by Scotch-Brite. This is a non-scratch scrub sponge, and it's blue in color. I like the blue one. They come with a green and yellow one, but I like the blue one. The blue one is my favorite. It has this fun shape so that it's easy on my hands, and on one side it's a cellulose, and on the other side is a scrubby. Now, there are a lot of things that I use the scrubby for. The scrubby might be for dishes, for example, and scrubbing out pots and pans and things that are caked on and are a little bit hard to get. The other side are going to be for things like stainless steel appliances. So that I don't scratch the front of it, I am using a wet sponge and I'm using the sponge side of it. So the sponge is good for so many things. If it's a soft surface and I don't want to scratch it, it's the cellulose side. And on the other side, I've got more power for dirtier messes. So this I use for professional cleaning. I use it in my house. I use it all the time. And because of the scrubby side, we don't want to put this in the microwave. I know lots of people sterilize them in the microwave, but with the non-scratch scrub sponge, and the manufacturers say do not put it in the microwave. But this you can put inside your dishwasher. So this is the Scotch-Brite non-scratch scrub sponge, one of my favorites. All right, now just like the non-scratch scrub sponge, there's an eco-friendly version of that, which is the Pura Naturals Walnut non-scratch scrubber. Now what this is very similar to the Scotch-Brite, but this one is shaped in the shape of a leaf. And so with the pointy corners, it lets you get inside corners and crevices and nooks and crannies that the other sponge may not be as easy to get into. The claim to fame for the Pura Naturals sponge is that it is bacteria-free and that it doesn't hold any odors for up to 30 days, guaranteed, or your money back. So one of the fun things about this sponge is because the scrubby part is made of walnut shells, it repels water. So this sponge is not designed to pick up spills, but they do grab grease, oil, fats, and chemicals. And they're great for kitchens, dishes, plastics. You can use them on the insides of refrigerators. You can use them for bathrooms, for your garage, for all different kinds of things. And the Pura sponges are vegan, they are pH neutral, they are EPA approved. There are no plastics, no GMOs, no gluten, no petroleum byproducts, parabens, BPA, chemicals, synthetics, artificial colors, or flavors. So if you're all into like earth-friendly stuff, the Pura Naturals is a great sponge choice for you. All right, now next up on our list is the Scrub Daddy. This is the original Scrub Daddy that we saw on Shark Tank, and it's known for its flex texture technology. One of the cool parts about this is it's based on temperature. So if you put your Scrub Daddy inside really hot water, it becomes super soft and pliable. And if you put it in cold water, it becomes solid and hard like a rock. So it gives you extra scrubbing power if you have a super gunky pan, for example. All right, so now the company has expanded so much that they have a wide variety of colors. So you can color code your Scrub Daddies for different rooms of your house. So you're not cross-contaminating the bathroom with the kitchen, for example. So that's super cool. Another thing that's cool is the face of the Scrub Daddy itself. The little eyes are for your fingers. So you pop your fingers in there and you can poke the Scrub Daddy all the way down to the bottom of, let's say, a glass, for example. It also fits perfectly inside muffin tins. All right, now the mouth is also useful. You just slip a spoon right in its mouth, pull the spoon out, and it washes your spoon right as you go. Yay! Scrub Daddy, it's so functional. It's super cool, and it's designed to fight bacteria. All right, now next up on my list is America's #1 steel wool pad. This is the S.O.S steel wool pad. Now, technically, it's not a sponge, but I use it as a sponge because all the sponges I use are designed for scrubbing, and I use the S.O.S steel wool pad for scrubbing as well. Now, I use this inside ovens when I'm cleaning out the inside of ovens because there's a lot of icky stuff in there, and because this is made of steel wool, This gives you that extra oomph that you need in order to get the job done and done correctly. One of the things that I like about the steel wool pad, it also comes in lavender and lemon scent and regular with no scent at all. But one of the things that I really like about it is it comes with soap built in. So I don't need any extra chemicals or cleaning solutions. I simply wet the pad and start scrubbing. And as long as I'm using the pad, it's got the scrubbing power and the soap built in. So this is a fantastic product that I highly recommend on my top 10 list of sponges, the S.O.S steel wool pad. Did I ever tell you about the Scrub-It multi-purpose scouring pads? This is like a sponge, except it's tucked away in a little hot pocket of material that is non-scratch on both sides. So this allows you to switch seamlessly between surfaces like your dishes and your countertops and your backsplash and the front of your refrigerator. You're not going to scratch anything with the Scrub-It multi-purpose scouring pad, but it's got enough oomph and enough power that it's going to allow you to tackle those really tough jobs. And the cool part is, because it's inside this little hot pocket, the sponge is not going to fall apart. It keeps its shape and it's going to stay together because it's all sewn into place. So that's one of the reasons it's on my top 10 favorite sponges. All right, then next up on our list is the Ocelo Handy Sponge. It comes in this small brick, and then when it's wet, it grows to be about the size of your hand. See? Ta-da! Now, what I like about this is there's no scrubby on either side. So it's just a cellulose sponge. And I call this the kids sponge because I love to put it in a soap dish right there on the bathroom sink. And then every time the kids come in and they brush their teeth or they put lotion on, instead of taking a bath towel and wiping up that toothpaste and then messing up a whole bath towel because now it has toothpaste and gunk on it, you train them just to wet the sponge, squeeze it out, and clean up their mess. It goes back on the soap dish and it airs out until the next time they use it. So it's a great, super handy tool for kids so that it's not scratching on one side, so that they don't mysteriously use it on the mirrors and things like that, right? So they can't really screw anything up with the cellulose sponge. So this is the kids sponge. Make sure that all of your bathrooms have a kids sponge in there, and this is the Ocelo. And next up is the Upstar Microfiber Scrubber Sponge. Imagine the benefits of a microfiber cloth that's sewn into a hot pocket so that it keeps its shape, and then it has a scrubby on one side. That's what you get in this particular sponge. Now the cool part about it is because it's sewn together, it does hold its shape. It's ergonomically shaped so it easily fits your hand. And then what's super cool about this is because it's microfiber on one side, it doesn't leave any streaks when you wipe it down. So you can scrub something and then turn it over and wipe it down with the microfiber cloth, and it wipes away all the gunk and it removes all the streaks at the same time. So this is one of my favorites for things like kitchen countertops and maybe kitchen cupboard fronts and things like that. So I love the Upstart Microfiber Scrubber Sponge for uses where you want to get the most bang for your buck without using multiple different pieces of equipment and microfiber cloths and polishing cloths and paper towels and all that other stuff. So booyah! And then there's the Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. And I have to think this is one of everybody's favorite. It's got to be on everybody's top 10 list. This is made of a Durafoam melamine. And what's interesting about this is this removes all kinds of scuff marks. So if you have baseboards with scuff marks from your vacuum cleaner that you've banged into, boom, you can wipe them away with a magic eraser. Okay, you can also use this for scuffs on hardwood floors. You don't want to use it for all the hardwood floor because it is a sandpaper and you want to use it only when it's wet. You can just make a line where that scuff mark is and it will erase it. It's so awesome. Okay, this is also great, and I love the magic eraser for doorknobs and the areas around the doorknob where people are trying to find the doors in the dark and they've got stuff on their hands and they leave fingerprints, or the door where you're coming in from the garage and you open the door and you got stuff in your hands and there's all kinds of stuff that you haven't washed your hands, that goes on the door. This brings it right off. Okay, this is also great for the bottoms of doors. I know if you're like me, sometimes your hands are full and you kind of like kick the door a little bit to open it up. As you kick the door, you leave a scuff mark from your shoe. So the magic eraser is great for removing scuff marks from the bottoms of door plates as well. It's also great for light switches. So you can go into any room in any house and there will be sticky, icky fingerprints around the light switches because we don't just turn on the light, we kind of hit the wall and then we try to figure out where the light is. Oh yes, there it is. And you've already messed up the wall with all the stuff that's on your hands. So the Magic Eraser is fantastic for semi-gloss paint and painted doors. These are the 6-panel painted doors. You don't want to use it on flat paint because that could erase the color of the paint, because this is what this is designed to do, is erase whatever it is, right? So you want to make sure it's a semi-gloss, but this is great for bathrooms. And I'll tell you a secret about the Magic Eraser. If you have the hairspray, you spray the hairspray, and behind you is the bathtub, and all the hairspray goes over and it lands on the bathtub behind you. This is fantastic for erasing all that icky hairspray on the side of the bathtub. All right, the Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. Have you ever had a great big project you wanted to clean? Maybe it was the hot tub or the outside of the hot tub, or maybe it was the outside of your car. Maybe you were even going to wash down some patio furniture and you needed a sponge that was a little bit bigger than your everyday household sponge. Well, this is where the Viking long pile microfiber sponge comes into play. This thing is big and it's ergonomically designed so it easily fits in your hand. And when it's wet, you can cover all kinds of territory with this microfiber cloth. Now, because it's microfiber, it does a lot of the heavy lifting for you. You don't even need a lot of chemicals. You just wet it and wipe, and it's going to do an amazing job on those huge projects. So if you need the right tool for the right job, you might consider the Viking long pile microfiber sponge for those outdoor projects and projects where if you're mopping the floor on your hands and knees and you need a big sponge, this is the one to use. Now, the last on our list is the Natural Loofah Bath Sponge. Now, the bath sponge is not designed for cleaning things, it's designed for cleaning you, right? Now, if you're like me and you go on a cleaning job, you're probably a down and dirty, grimy house cleaner. You probably get into the job and you just give it your all, and when you return home, you got stuff all over the front of your clothes. It's icky, sticky gunk. You've got pet hair stuck to you. You've got dust, stuff's in your hair, and all you want to do is take a shower. All right, that's where the Natural Loofah Bath Sponge comes in, because after you've done everyone else's cleaning, now it's time to clean yourself. So this is a great sea sponge, and it's designed to scrub you. It removes all of the dead skin cells from your body, and it improves blood circulation. So the very first time you use it, they come hard as a rock. You want to soak it for about 15 minutes so that it kind of softens up. And then you can just hang this up right in your shower. It's really great for every time you take a shower just to scrub your body down, and it reinvigorates all of you. And so now when you get out of the shower, you've just done an amazing job using all these sponges, cleaning everyone else's house, and then you use the last sponge of the day to clean yourself. Bam! I love this. All right, so those are my top 10 favorite sponges. And the reason that I'm so fond of these is because I use most all of them all of the time. And it comes down to having the right tool for the right job. And when you have the right tools for the right jobs, it's working smart, not hard. All right, now I want to start a conversation in the notes below. Have you used any of these sponges? Which ones do you love the best? And if you have a different sponge that you prefer, I want to know about it. Leave your comments in the notes below. And until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.